India is known for its rich culture and diverse population. But did you know that India's bureaucracy is one of the most complex in the world? Hello everyone, my name is Kishan Rabdiya and you are watching the Inside India Politics channel. From obtaining basic documents like a driver's license or passport to accessing government benefits and services, the bureaucracy can be a nightmare for many Indians. I have been waiting in this line for hours just to get a simple form. This is ridiculous. The Indian bureaucracy is made up of various administrative services responsible for different functions. These include the Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service, and Indian Foreign Service, among others. We are here to serve the people, but we also have to follow the rules and regulations set by the government. While the bureaucracy plays a critical role in maintaining the functioning of the government, it's also known for its complex rules and procedures, which can often lead to delays and inefficiencies. But why is India's bureaucracy so complex? And is there anything that can be done to simplify it and make it more efficient? The bureaucracy is a reflection of India's complex political and social system. To simplify it, we need to address the root causes of these complexities. As India continues to grow and develop, it's essential that its bureaucracy adapts and evolves to better serve its citizens. If you've ever had to navigate India's bureaucracy, you know how confusing and frustrating it can be. But fear not, we've got some tips and tricks to help you through the process. First up, do your homework. Before you go to a government office, make sure you have all the necessary documents and information. This can save you a lot of time and hassle. It's also important to be polite and patient. We deal with a lot of people every day, so being respectful can go a long way. Another tip is to be persistent. If you're not getting the answers you need or the service you're entitled to, don't be afraid to speak up and ask for help. Had to visit the same office multiple times to get my issue resolved, but I kept at it and eventually got what I needed. Finally, consider using online resources. Many government services can now be accessed online, saving you time and hassle. Just make sure you are using a legitimate website or app. By following these tips and tricks, you can better navigate India's bureaucracy and get the services you need. Don't let bureaucracy get you down. Ever wonder what it's like to work in India's bureaucracy? Today, we're taking you inside the world of a civil servant to find out. As a civil servant, my job is to serve the people of India and help implement government policies and programs. A typical day for a civil servant can involve anything from reviewing documents to attending meetings with government officials and stakeholders. Civil servants play a critical role in ensuring that government policies and programs are implemented effectively and efficiently. But it's not all paperwork and meetings. Civil servants also have to deal with the complexities of India's bureaucracy. Despite these challenges, civil servants are committed to serving the people of India and making a positive impact in their communities. I appreciate the work that civil servants do. They have a tough job, but they're doing important work for our country. And there you have it, a day in the life of a civil servant in India's bureaucracy. Thanks for joining us on this inside look. India's bureaucracy can be a mixed bag of experiences. We're exploring the good, the bad, and the ugly of navigating government services. Was surprised at how helpful and efficient the government officials were. They went out of their way to help me and make sure I got the service I needed. But for every positive experience, there can be a negative one. Some people have faced long wait times, confusing procedures, and unhelpful officials. I had to visit the government office several times just to get a simple document, and each time the rules seemed to change. It was frustrating and time-consuming. Despite these challenges, there are efforts underway to improve India's bureaucracy. The government has introduced initiatives like online services and reducing red tape to make it easier for citizens to access government services. We are committed to making our bureaucracy more efficient and citizen-friendly. We understand that there are challenges, but we are working to overcome them. India's bureaucracy is a reflection of the country's complexity and diversity. It may have its good, bad, and ugly moments, but it's a critical part of India's government and society. Navigating India's bureaucracy can be overwhelming, especially for those who are new to the system. Today, we are breaking down what you need to know to successfully navigate government services. First, it's important to understand that the Indian bureaucracy is structured in a hierarchical system. The higher the rank, the more authority and responsibility a civil servant has. As a civil servant, I have to work within the rules and regulations set by the government. It can be challenging, but it's important to maintain the integrity of the system. Another thing to keep in mind is that there are different levels of government, each with their own set of services and functions. For example, state governments are responsible for issues like healthcare and education, while the central government oversees national-level policies and programs. I found it helpful to do some research before visiting a government office. That way, I knew what documents I needed and what to expect. Finally, it's important to have patience and persistence when dealing with the bureaucracy. It may take time, but with the right approach, you can successfully navigate government services. For decades, India's bureaucracy has been known for its red tape, bureaucratic hurdles, and long wait times. But today, we're exploring how the system is changing and becoming more citizen-friendly. We recognize that the bureaucracy has been a source of frustration for many citizens. That's why we're taking steps to modernize the system and make it more efficient. One way the government is modernizing the system is through the use of technology. Many government services are now available online, making it easier and faster for citizens to access them. I was able to apply for a government document online, and it only took me a few minutes. It was so much easier than going to a government office. Another way the government is breaking the red tape is by reducing the number of documents required for government services. In the past, citizens had to provide a long list of documents, but now the government is simplifying the process. Government official, we've reduced the number of documents required for many government services, and we are also working on simplifying the procedures. Corruption has been a long-standing issue in India's bureaucracy, and it's a major barrier to effective government services. Today, we are exploring what can be done to address this problem. Anti-corruption activist, corruption in the bureaucracy is a major problem, and it affects all citizens. We need to create a culture of transparency and accountability to combat corruption. One way to combat corruption is by reporting it. Citizens can report corruption to anti-corruption agencies, and the government has set up many channels to make reporting easier. Government official, we take corruption very seriously, and we encourage citizens to report any incidents they witness. We've also set up online channels to make it easier for citizens to report corruption. Another way to combat corruption is by creating an environment of transparency. This can be done by making information about government services and policies more easily accessible to citizens. Transparency advocate, transparency is key to preventing corruption. By making information easily accessible, citizens can hold the government accountable and demand more transparency. Women have long been underrepresented in India's bureaucracy, but today we are exploring how women are breaking down barriers and changing the system. Bureaucrat, women have faced many challenges in the bureaucracy, but we are seeing more and more women enter the system and make a positive impact. One way women are changing the bureaucracy is by bringing new perspectives and ideas to the table. Studies show that organizations with more gender diversity perform better. Gender diversity expert, research has shown that gender diversity leads to better decision-making and more innovation. By increasing the number of women in the bureaucracy, we can create a more effective and efficient system. Another way women are changing the bureaucracy is by breaking down gender barriers and taking on leadership roles. Women in leadership positions can serve as role models for other women and inspire more diversity in the bureaucracy. Leader, it's important to have more women in leadership positions because we bring different skills and perspectives to the table. By promoting gender diversity, we can create a more inclusive and effective bureaucracy. The Indian bureaucracy has long been associated with red tape and inefficiency, but today we are exploring how technology is changing the game and bringing innovation to the system. Technology expert, technology is transforming the bureaucracy by making it more efficient and accessible. With new tools and platforms, we can streamline processes and make government services more user-friendly. One way technology is changing the bureaucracy is by making government services more accessible online. With government websites and apps, citizens can easily access information and services from the comfort of their homes. Government official, we are working hard to make government services more accessible online. By offering services like e-governance, we can save time and money and make the bureaucracy more efficient. Another way technology is changing the bureaucracy is by introducing new tools and platforms to streamline processes. With innovations like blockchain and AI, we can reduce paperwork and speed up processes. Blockchain expert, blockchain technology has the potential to revolutionize the bureaucracy by creating a more secure and transparent system. By using blockchain, we can reduce corruption and streamline processes. Thanks for watching this video on the Indian bureaucracy. We hope it gave you a better understanding of the challenges and opportunities facing the government and the people of India. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel and hitting the notification bell to stay up to date on our latest content. We've got more videos on Indian politics, culture, and history, so be sure to check those out as well. And don't forget to follow us on social media to stay connected and join the conversation. If you want to support our channel and help us make more videos like this, you can donate or support us on Patreon. Every little bit helps. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.